Analog Out tab. In the beginning of this video, we close the measurement view window and change the size of other window. In the state type section, the type of a state is selected from the state type drop-down field, and in the state name field, a name is selected for the state. In set mode and fault type section, the outputs of the device are specified according to parameters and types of faults. For example, in direct mode, the output voltage and current of the device are determined directly, but in line-to-line mode, the user specifies values of the line voltage and the zero sequence voltage, and the device produces the output voltage and current values in accordance with those other values. It should be noted that in this video, the instruction is done in direct mode and descriptions about different set modes will be provided in future videos. In binary outputs box, the state of binary outputs of the device are specified where the user can enable or disable any binary according to the condition of the test. Moreover, from the binary out tab, the user can adjust the settings related to binary outputs in more details. In binary output section, the state of active binaries of the device and the reception time of contact is specified. Trigger settings section. In comment field, the user can add a note about the current state. This note is also viewable from the table view window comment field. In the state termination section, the user determines the conditions for termination of the current state and initiation of next state. In timeout field, the signal injection time is determined by the user and after the test ends or goes to the next state. If the user wishes to specify conditions to terminate the current state according to reception of pickup and trip signals from the relay, they need to use the Use Binary Trigger Condition as specified below option. To do this, first the needed binaries should be enabled from the hardware configuration page. Then in Binary Trigger Condition section, the condition of each binary for terminating current state is specified. The conditions that the user can use are mentioned in the slide bar in front of each contact. When 0, no contact has been received by the binary. When 1, the binary has received pickup or trip contact. When 0 to 1, the binary is first in 0 condition, and then pickup or trip contact is received. In this condition, it is necessary for the binary to detect 0 to 1 signal. When 1 to 0, the binary is at first in condition 1, and then the contact is removed from the binary. In this condition, it is necessary for the binary to detect 1 to 0 signal. When 1 to 0, 0 to 1, if the binary detects any of the conditions 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, the termination command of a state is made. Condition X means there is no condition determined for state termination of this binary. It should be noted that if more than one condition is determined for state termination, the user needs to choose one logic from and or logics from the trigger logic section to apply to the determined conditions. By using the AND logic to determine the state, all conditions should be met, while by using OR logic, if any of the conditions is met, the state is terminated. It should be reminded that in the fault mode of the software, if the binary is open-circuited, it means that no contact is received, and when the two ends of the binary are short-circuited, it means that the contact has been received. This setting can be adjusted by changing the value of each binary from true to false in reverse column of the hardware configuration page. For example, from the hardware configuration window, the binary analog input, 6 binaries are selected with a specific active targets. Then in trigger section, the condition of the binary are set at 0, 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, and X, and OR is selected as the logic between them. In this case, by fulfilling any of the condition, the current state is terminated, but if AND logic is selected, all conditions must be fulfilled for the state to be terminated. Note that in a state termination section between timeout, space key press, and use binary trigger condition as specified below, there is an OR logic, and if they are selected simultaneously, if any of the conditions is fulfilled, the current state is terminated. By using trigger logic minimum time, the user specified at how long the determined condition should be last for the state to be terminated. It should be noted that this feature only works on conditions 1 and 0. If the field related to delay after binary trigger, the user makes a delay time between when the condition is fulfilled and when the state is terminated. For example, to simulate key performance delay, if 50 milliseconds is entered in this field, the current state is terminated after a 50 milliseconds delay and the key cutoff time is simulated. In other settings section, by checking disable error other, errors of other type are disabled in the current state. Also, by checking disable error over voltage of binary, the overvoltage errors of the analog binary inputs of the device are disabled in the current state. In the error trigger overcurrent box, a condition for the software overcurrent error or the termination of the state in case of high current extraction is specified. By choosing overcurrent trigger, if the current extracted is more than 2 ampere from the device, current state terminates. Therefore, the software applies the next state, and if it is the last state, the test ends without giving any error message. In overcurrent section, the user adjusts the setting related to overcurrent error of the outputs of the voltage outputs. Note that the maximum current of each output is 400 milliamps and 2 amps in transient state. In the field related to percent error over current, the maximum voltage output current is specified in percent, and in the field related to the threshold error over current, the maximum output current is specified as a number for the overcurrent error. For example, if in the percent error over current field 90% is entered, if the output current of the device reaches to 90% of the voltage output current, which is 1.8 amps, the device errors. Also, if in the threshold error over current field 1 amps is entered, as soon as the current drawn from the voltage outputs exceeds 1 amps, the overcurrent error is displayed and the test stops. Disable relay section. Generally, the device works in a way that there are relay embedded behind all current and voltage outputs of the device. Before the test, all amplifiers of the device are off and all the relays are open. By running the test, the amplifiers turn on in 20 milliseconds. Then, for 20 milliseconds, the device produces a 60 volts voltage and 5 amps current and then examines that there is no self-calibration error. After that, for 20 milliseconds, zero currents and voltage are produced behind the current and voltage outputs. After these steps, the relay closes. Now, after 100 milliseconds, the voltage and current of the test are created. By doing this before the test, the device is isolated from any outside voltage. Also, the amplifiers are off and the device is silent. By checking the box next to the title of every output in each state, the related relay opens and no more voltage or current is sent to the outputs. For example, to test magnetic balance of the transformer, it is necessary to open circuit some wiring in some state, which is done by disabling the relay of the related phase in the device.